Welcome everyone. Hello, hello, hello. I am Monster to Mermaid. This is Minecolonies modded Minecraft. I am here playing my game because my game is radical. My game's different. I play Minecraft differently, and so this is how I am supporting the protests that are going on in the United States of America right now. This is April 5th, 2025. And so here we are. I'm going to change my view for a minute. I heard thunder and lightning, very, very frightening. What time of day is it? It is 14. If the thunderstorm continues, we might have to sleep through it. Sleeping through thunderstorms is a habit from being on the surface because you can get struck by lightning in Minecraft. So we're going to come up here and see if I can sleep. And sure enough, it is an actual thunderstorm. I'm sleeping during the daytime. So let's wake up for a minute. Now, whenever we wake up from a thunderstorm, we've had an amazing night's sleep and we wake up the next morning. Wouldn't that be wonderful? If you could just go to sleep when it thunders and wake up the next morning. So here we are. We're in one of the Druid quarters. This is the Druid station at the northeastern, I think. Is it north or northwestern? This is northwestern part of the city, and people are going to get up and go to work in a little bit. Yes, a lot of them go home too, and we can start. We can start with the fact that we were preparing today. You see who this is?
Good to see you.
Hi, Lionel. You're still waiting, so you decided to wait in Zaria's restaurant. Lionel is waiting for some materials he needs for restoring one of the pyramids and the underwater pyramids. And let me see. He has, notice how much he's gotten already. So he has gotten a lot of what he needs. It takes time, like every project, for things to get done. Now the wet sponges, I might have to give those to him. The prismarine, we are working on having enough prismarine. I am getting that. That is something I have to ask the nation of Tana, the nation that I am from. I am a mermaid, and that is the mermaid nation, to give us some more prismarine. You see how much prismarine we have already? That's because of me, because I can ask for it. I'm going to check and see how much is still left in the warehouse for a moment, and we'll go here and see. So this is Peaceful Minecolonies modded Minecraft. It is the way I play. It is the thing that I like to do to show that it's possible to do that. And here we are. The music you're hearing is Drone Hen's music. He is a musician, and you can find him on Bandcamp, on Discord, on YouTube, and on Twitch, just like you can find me. So we're looking for prismarine, and we've got some. It might be enough. We'll see. We also have prismarine crystals, which will help. We don't have a lot of shard, so that's one of the things. It would just be better to go ahead and ask my sisters for prismarine. Now we are underwater, obviously, and we have three roads now that are long enough to have a rail. This is the main road right here. This would actually be called first road or main road. And then this road back here is the farm road. And the farm road is the second longest. But the actual longest, and there we go, see? So it runs in a straight line from there. The actual longest road is the road, I don't know what to call it. We could call it the hotel road. We could call it that. That might actually be okay. But the road that it is goes all the way to the mahogany, if I'm not mistaken, apartment buildings, yes, and to the graveyard. So this road right here. Now, I'm going to do the traditional thing where the rail is going to, I'm going to supply the rail, and then they're going to give it back to me. So I'm not waiting for the rail at this particular moment. I'm from a wealthy nation that has been around since the witches had cities, since the Enders began, and that is how long that my people have been here. We are a mob as well, and I'm going to take these two pieces and one of these, and we'll put in the road. We're going to do this for the beginning. In the second and third hour, we're actually going to have kids. We're going to arrange for kids to arrive. Minecolonies has it so that if you want, you can adjust. You can have the kids when you want, or you can just have kids pop up anywhere and any time. The minute you need or have the housing, the kids will show up. Or if someone loses their life in war or conflict or an accident, that is when a child shows up. I prefer not to do that. That would mean that some children would show up and there would be no other children. I don't know about you, but that just sounds like a terrible life. And I know that Wonder Woman made it seem really amazing, but that was a different world. That was a world like a mermaid world, where she was everybody's child. And that can happen, and that would be a way to do it. That definitely would. But I prefer a more natural way. I prefer to have children in groups of 6. Now, a level 5 school can hold, I think, 10 kids, possibly 12. A level 5 Minecolonies school. But I don't have that many because they grow up so fast. You don't have time to find their parents or find foster homes for them. 6 is the most that I can handle, and so that is the most that we have at a time. It's a good amount. It means that there's enough housing. It means that if I get an entire shipload, which has happened, of foster kids, of kids who have lost their parents, then what would happen is I am able to find at least 2 couples who will foster the kids together and in a house. So one couple will have 3, the other couple will have 3. But what I really like to try and find is people who are connected to the kids. So sometimes, even though the kids are orphans, they have relatives in the city, and that we look for that so that they can be raised by family. So there it is. So now our couriers can use this new rail right here to take this long trip. And some prefer not to, see? And then they'll get on at some point. And yeah, they get tired, and then they'll just go ahead and ride, and which makes it really nice. And then some want the exercise, and so that's fine too. Now we have one other road that I'm going to do. So we have that road, and I don't have a name for this road yet. But the back road, which is not going to be called the back road, is the road that the new cookery is on. And it's a pretty long road too. It's pretty straight forward, and so we can also put it there. Now, I'm not doing all the roads because we have submarines. These little submarines, the story goes, because remember, this is Minecraft. I know there's create, but for us right now, the story is that they are using those little submarines to deliver merchandise, to deliver produce, and to deliver materials. And let's start it from here. So we're going to do another one, and we can start it from right here. Now, I know that when they get to the end of the track, they stop, but I feel that this makes it easier for them to stop. There's an actual stop point. And because sometimes they just slide off the track at the end, and then they wait. Then they're there on the track, just sort of sitting there. So this is my way of handling that. And is it going to allow me to? It might not. It is not. Okay, so we have to do something specific here. So let me be careful. We can have the track come here. That's what we have to do. Okay, so the track will come here and it'll fix itself, and that's fine. So everyone just went to bed, and I think I said it before, but I'll say it again, that the beds, I thought that only handcrafted and Minecraft beds would work with Minecolonies people, but Paladin's beds are actually working with Minecolonies people too, which is really wonderful to find out, because I have a ton of Paladin's beds, and all the citizens are asleep. Now, I would have to go and check every place and see for sure if they're using the Paladin's beds. I love the handcrafted beds because you can change the blankets and the sheet colors, and so I really love that. So I use those most of the time when I switch from vanilla beds. But I used to use Fantasy's beds specifically because they wouldn't sleep in them, to show that the rooms had bedrooms, but that they weren't using those bedrooms when I didn't want them to use the bedrooms. We are done with that, and those are our pieces there. Let me go here. Let me go to Jellybean for a minute. This is Jellybean's apartment. I don't remember what bed we put in. This isn't her apartment. Ooh. Now those are handcrafted. Saf. Welcome, Saf. Hello. Hello. I'm welcoming Zaf in chat. Hold on. Hi, how are you? Zaf, look. Now that is really interesting, Zaf. I'm in your apartment. I'm actually in your apartment. Evelyn is in your apartment too, right now. She is roommating with you. However, if you don't like that Evelyn is there, we can move Evelyn in with Avery. She will be happy she would be happy to live here and share the apartment. You'd be roommates, or she will move across the way. And Everly is she runs the flower shop. Yes, it is. I know. So, is it okay for Everly to be here with you? Now, there are 2 rooms here. There's that room, and then there is a bed in the smaller room. Also, everyone is welcome. Aw, that's sweet. And so we're going to have to do some work on your upstairs at some point, because your downstairs is so lovely. And look at this lovely view. Look at you being able to see the streets. That's actually you can see it from here, an airlock right there. The Druid Tower you can see from your living room right here. And this living room, for those of you who are watching, was designed specifically. This apartment, first floor, was designed specifically for Zaf by what he wanted, and it looks wonderful, and I love it. Let's look at Jelly Bean, and I think Jelly Bean is in the other apartment building. We'll go over here and see. These are the Witch Hazel apartments, and let me look here. Yes, this is Jelly Bean's apartment, and Onyx lives here with Jelly Beans. Onyx is a fisher, and this is her apartment. And if you want some more things in your apartment, Zaf, I'll happily do some more work on your apartment as well. We didn't get to the upstairs of your apartment yet. This design right here is actually Jelly Bean's design. This is what she wanted in her apartment, those big huge speakers. And she also wanted the snow scene with the golems standing back there and the snowman. So those are the things that she wanted in her apartment. And so let's go downstairs and we'll go out. And so I'm looking around and making sure that things are going okay. I was trying to find one of the beds, one of the paladin beds, and see if it's being used, because if it's not, then we'll be able to use the paladin beds in the kids' rooms where the kids aren't living in the rooms. They've grown up and gotten their own families, but they do come home and visit. And so we wanted to do that. You don't mind visitors? You rest in your apartment? You are a Yakashi. Ah, okay. I like that. I like that. Excellent. Excellent. And here we go. So I was trying to think if there was someone somewhere that I could remember for sure had paladin beds, but I don't think there is, and maybe that's why I don't know. So I would have to actually do a test to see if the paladin beds were being used. And I know exactly where to do the test. We can do the test before we have the children join. So let's come here. It's like a ghoul in Japanese. Yeah? In the same way that Vincentius Primus is a vampire. Yes. Yes. Uh-oh. And there's somebody who's very, very hungry. And this is the one where we'll put that bed. Supernatural creatures. Yes. And yes, both you and Vincentius. I will remember that. Ayakashi. Let me come up here. We'll go up here to this Druid station tonight. And yep, we're going to go to sleep here. This is a vanilla Druid station. We haven't really done anything here in this one. And here we go. Oops. Oh, it is morning. It's morning already. Look at that. It's 6. Okay. So I missed it. But that's okay. I was just going to go to sleep while everyone else was sleeping. So here are our teachers and people who aren't in uniform. And there's one, Leighton. They're actually...
If you say so.
Yes, I know you want a job and you'll have one soon. They're starting to complain already, which means I'm going to have to start having the kids. I am going to have to start having the kids. Bless you. Let me come here. We're going to change this from a vanilla bed to a paladin bed. And then we'll come back and check it. So Paladin's beds, here they are, Paladin's furniture. Let's find an orange, we could use acacia with an orange blanket. Why don't we do that? We'll just do a very simple bed, and there it is. So if he sleeps in that bed, then that means that the beds work, and that's what we're going to check on right now. And see, that's actually quite an interesting bed. If that bed works, we'll use that bed as the bunk beds. Paladin beds make amazing bunk beds. Lionel, I know you all want to work. So tonight we will have the kids. The Druids are off.
Need something?
Yes, Fernando, I know. The Druids are off because they have a holiday. And that's probably the best way to put it. The Druids have a holiday when the children are expected to arrive. They get a couple days leave so that they can move into a house. And that way, if they want to have kids, they will be available to have them. And that is, if they stay at Druid stations, they won't have kids. And there is Nina, and Nina is taking care of some people. It's looking like, who's this here who's not eating?
Oh, hey, good to see you.
What is it that you're not getting? What do you want that you're not getting? Ah, what did you want? You wanted fish and chips. Okay. So, hi, Nina. And Mr. Villager is Goblin. Troublemaker. He is. That would be nay. That would absolutely be true. That indeed would be true. He makes good trouble. He does indeed. All right, so who's that? Oh, that's one of the guys, one of the Druids.
Great to see you.
Oh, it's Michael. Oh my gosh, Michael, you have red hair. we are actually going through this day. It is 10 o'clock in the morning on this day. I'm going to check one more thing. I'm going to make sure that all of the restaurants, that's the word I'm looking for, have food and are fine. There's Khalil and Khalil's restaurant right here. Is Danny working on anything? Should we have Danny do something? What could he do? He could work on, you're drinking a bit of coffee now, no tea. Ooh, you just reminded me of my tea. I'm drinking Earl Grey, creme de la Earl Grey tea with honey. And you're having coffee. Cool. Let's see if we can find another Dagworth. We're still looking. And I'm going to put on the names for a minute so I can see. That looks like a Gittins. It is Gittins. I've had them before. Chown and Gonson and Barstable. Wow. Some familiar last names from other cities. It's like they've come here to visit. And yeah, I don't see a Dagworth right now. We're looking for a dad, Ezekiel's dad. And there's someone sitting over here, but I think it's one of our people, but let me see. Yeah, it's Zane. He's one of us. And yeah, so we don't have anyone fitting the description of Ezekiel's dad and who is it? Is it Zaria's brother? I think it might be Zaria who has the same last name. And Daniela's partner. And that's who we would be looking for. Let's go see the restaurant. Let's go to the restaurant in the hotel. So we're going to walk along the tracks. Good for the throat. The throat, tea with honey. Yes, definitely. I agree. 2 or 3 drops of lemon. Yeah, perfect. I agree. And sure enough, Zaria is the sister of the missing Druid, and so we'll find out one of these days what happened to him. Everyone keeps hoping that he's still alive, and that is why we keep looking for him, in hopes that he's still alive. And so, okay, this is Lionel. We looked at Lionel earlier. River is over here. So is Mauricio. We're looking at restaurants primarily. And Mauricio is here. Mauricio seems to be okay. Looks like he has enough food. And we have to make sure that we have enough food before children come. Because, of course, children. So we're just making sure that we do. And Michael, we didn't look at Michael's restaurant, did we? We didn't. Yeah, let's take a quick look at Michael's. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So we have Mauricio's restaurant, Zaria's restaurant, Michael's restaurant, and then we'll check Messiah's restaurant. We already checked Khalil, and we still have Messiah, Corinne, and Raquel. And we'll check all of those restaurants as well. Hi, Michael, how are you? How's everything? Look at your food. and he's good. He has a good amount of food to feed people, and this is good. So let's find Messiah, and Messiah is in the visitor center on the second floor. So we'll go up there. We're gonna run down this hall really fast. I might have to do something in that restaurant. They end up sitting on the counter all the time, and so I think I'm going to have to fix that in some kind of way so that they don't end up doing that, sitting on the counter. Hi. And so here we are, and we're going to the visitors shopping center, which is right here, and upstairs from the visitors shopping center is Messiah's restaurant, and this is it right here, and there he is. And this is Abdullah's. Abdullah is the baker here. In Michael's restaurant, Leonard is the baker, and then the third baker we don't have yet. Oh, wait, Lane is the industrial baker. It's the fourth baker that we don't have yet. So he's got rice. He's got these dinners. Why do you have rice? What is this menu where you have rice? Oh, because you have the spicy grilled chicken. And that's what you're serving it with, rice. Okay. And then we've got quiche for breakfast. And serve rice with the baked salmon. You could do that as well. So yeah, that's why he has rice. Okay. And sometimes, oh, see what time it is? Everyone's leaving. That means it's nighttime. Yay. This is it. We're going to go check that bed and see if the person is sleeping in it. And then, if they are, whether they are or not, we're going to come back and we're going to get the kids. We'll just trade the bed out if they're not sleeping in it. So that is, she's not going anywhere, so that means that that's a visitor, because everyone is going home right at this time period. And let's come here. Oh, I hear the frogs. I hear the frogs. We'll check on them. And this is it. Dun, 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 dun. And there is the paladin bed with the Minecolonies person sleeping in it. And so paladin beds also work for the Minecolonies people. I thought so, because I just put them in without thinking, and I was still getting people going to bed, and it turns out to be true. Yay, Paladin! Thank you so much. Thank you. Look at her. Doesn't she look like a vampire? Marley is her name, and she is a visitor. Let's go and get some kids. So I should be set up to do that. We're starting early enough in the evening that we'll get all their names copied down before we have to put them in school. So let me come here for a second, and let's look at the people page. We're going to go all the way down to the bottom, and we're ready to start there. And the find page, we've got that, and we are good to go. So right now we have 116 people. So when we get done, we are going to have 122, 32, 6? No, 22. We'll have 122 people. And let's begin. So here it is right here. New citizen spawning is off. We're turning it on. and then let's go to information and we will see their names come up. Now we have visitors. We're looking, those are visitors' names, the last ones. And let's get ready to write our first name here. And here we go. We've got plenty of housing. And the first, so someone has named their child River. That means we have 2 rivers, Grofhurst. I do not have that name, so that person is going to be fostered by a couple, and we'll see what couple ends up fostering the kids based on what kids we get. And there is Aya, A-Y-A-C, Abel, or Abel. And she is the second kid. And we're going to continue. So far, I don't have any name yet that I have. Abel, I don't think I kept the Abel, but we'll look and see. I remember seeing one. Here's another, and her name is Gail C. McGee. C-M-C-G-E-E. All of these are orphans so far. It's a shame about Aya because we actually saw one of her relatives recently. And, but there, and wow, we're just going to get all orphans here. Avery, R-I-E, Chi. We might have an Ardern. That's what I'll have to check. If we have an Ardern. But I don't think so. But sometimes I think that, and we do. Annabella, look at that name. Annabella Coppinger. C-O-P-P-I-N-G-E-R. And that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more kid. So let's have our finger on the button here. Did we actually just get all girls? And then we just got one last one. Let's turn off the kids. Let's go back to here. I think, yes. Khalid. We have Khalid. And Khalid is definitely an orphan. K-H-A-L-I-D. C. Allington. I-N-G-T-O-N. Okay. All right, so let me just look for a second and see if I have any of these names right quick. How much time do I have left? Let me see. I have a second. I'm going to have to keep track of the time for a minute. I hear it's raining, but we're not going to be able to do that right quick. Let me come here and get the names. There we are. And let's see if we can find Coppinger, C-O-P-P-I-N-G-E-R. We do not have that name, and we don't have the other name that I was thinking we might have is Abel, A-B-E-L-L. We don't have that name, and McGee, M-C-G-E-E. We don't have that name. Let me spell it right. MC. And we don't have that name. And Allington. G-T-O-N. We don't have that name. And Ardern. D-E-R-N. So we have an entire brand new set of kids. And we don't have anyone to raise them yet. So we're going to get a set of people who haven't raised any kids yet and see if we can find some couples to do that. So right now what I'm going to do is get them in school. Let's start by putting them in school. So we're going to come this way. We have to get them enrolled, otherwise they're going to be running all around. when the time comes, when morning comes. So most of them are in the tavern, and 2 of them are staying someplace else, and it's just too hard to find actually. So the teacher is here. We've got all these unemployed people right now, but our teacher is oh, she's teaching. Okay, we'll have to get her from the other place. Let's put the pupils in. There we go. We're putting them all into class. And then we'll go and get, I'm going to do it this way. Sometimes it's easy to find their name and sometimes it's not. So I'm going to do it like this. At this time of morning especially, we're going to come to the other lecture hall where Ariana, is it Ariana? It is Ariana is here, and they're not ready for this lecture hall yet. They're little kids. So we're going to have her teach them in the school that's been made specifically for them, and that is this school right here. And she actually likes teaching, and she's very happy. She was a Druid at one point, and there she is. And notice her skill set. She's an amazing teacher, and this is where she's going to be teaching them, right up here in this location. And we're going to be able to watch them all arrive, and then we're going to split the kids into a set of 3 and actually have them be raised in the houses that are behind us. Those houses are all level 5s, giving them the best chance in life. That's 2 kids. Do, 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 do. And there's a 3rd. There they are. And here comes another child right here. Hi. And where are the others? If I don't find them, oh, here comes one. That should have been 4, so there's one more child. There she is. So here they come. Dun, 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 dun. Here she comes. Look at their little feet. They're so adorable. Okay, and she's like, there you are. Go upstairs. So now everyone is upstairs and has a seat, and she is going to start teaching them. Some like to sit in groups. Like, see, there's a group back there where there's like 3 kids sitting there, and then others want to work on projects by themselves. But that is what she is doing. That's what our teacher is doing, is making sure that they all get a good education. So here we are. We've got 3 houses, 2 houses. We're going to, since they're all orphans, we're going to put them together here. So we're going to put River, Aya, and Gail in this house, and then we'll pick parents. We'll pick people to foster them. And over here, let's look here, and here we're going to have Avery, Annabella, and Khalid. So all 3 of these kids are here. So that's all our kids. And now they have a home. And what do I mean by a home? If we go up here, we'll see this is one of the better ones where the bedrooms upstairs. These are the bedrooms for the kids. And then the parents will be in this room right here as soon as we have some parents. And so that's going to be our thing right now, is who's going to parent these kids. So let me look at the other room, just make sure that all the beds are in order in the other room. So now this room isn't completely furnished, this house, but the kids' rooms are furnished and are in pretty good state. So yeah, there's the kids. And then the parents' room looks like this. So there still needs to be some things done in this house, but it's okay for now. For the people who are going to be here, and maybe we'll get some work done on the houses since the kids are here. Who are the parents? This is a good question. So let me come here and look for a second. We have lots of people who have been parents already, and that's what I'm looking at. So I'm not really trying to have them be parents again. I would like to have some different people be parents, and I'm trying to think of some people that I know who haven't had any kids yet. Let's go look in the makers area for a second, and let's see who we can find. We have to find someone really quickly. See, this is already 11 o'clock of the first day. So we're going to run down here and see who we can find. Now, I think out of the Druids who work together, I think we have gotten the two couples. Arabella and Michael have raised kids. Jackson and Lee have raised kids. Let's go back here. I want to look at some farm, maybe some farm apartments, but let me start with these apartments first. I think that Mauricio is living with someone, and that's what I want to see if he is. If he is, and would he like to actually... Leroy has already raised kids with Amanda, raised Amanda's cousin or nephew, actually nephew. And let's look here for a minute. And let's see. This is Zane, as a matter of fact, who's living at home because he's a Druid researcher. Mauricio and Raquel. Why don't we have Mauricio and Raquel raise one set of kids? So I'm going to unassign them from here. Let's see who is here. I believe this is Jellybean right there. Let's see who's here. And that is Calvin and Milan, and they are roommates. They are not living together. We'll go to the farm country and find someone else in the farm country to raise the kids. And we have to hurry because night is coming. And we have to hurry because the kids grow up so fast. That's the primary reason. We usually have one kid grow up within a day of their arrival. And the way I do it in the story is that they were already grown. Let's come, so Raquel is not going to be working because she is going to, hi Raquel, let me see if I can get to her. I can. Manage workers, and there we go. So she's not going to be working. And Mauricio is not going to be working. So we'll come through here. Mauricio's restaurant is going to be closed. This is going to be interesting. But his restaurant is going to be closed for right now. And we could get someone to take it over.
I hope it stops raining soon.
And usually it's a cook. So we could probably get Blood to take over the restaurant for a while until Mauricio comes back. And it also means that Mauricio is probably going to come back pretty quickly from that. Why don't I have them work? Because the distance is too far for them to travel to get home to the kids. And the kids are getting a lot of attention when they are raised here while they are young, because it is such a short period of time. So everyone has agreed that that's why we have more than one of all the different people. Now, when Khalil was doing the restaurant work, Hallie, hi Hallie, I know you've had kids. Let's come down here. Let's see if we have any couples in this area. I don't know whether Bentley and Greta are still a couple. Let's look and see. If they are, we could get them. They haven't raised any kids. Oh, what are you doing here? Look at this. Who is this? This is Gail. Okay, so Gail is doing research on farmers. So we're going to have these two. Nope, this is Yale and Kaylee. Nope. Yale and Kaylee have already raised a child, raised Yale's kid. And let's come here. And this is Philip by himself. All right. Remember Philip and Lena were living together and then they weren't? And so they wouldn't get into bed together. Wasn't until we separated them. Lane and Michaela have had kids. And Bentley and Greta are here. And we're going to have them raise a set of kids together, and we'll see if they like living together. So they no longer have a home. Let's get all these parents to their homes because they now no longer have a home. Let's not go that way. Let's go through the dormitories right here, and that way we're in the university area, and we're going to come down to the housing, and we'll have the parents for the different ones. Now, Gail has kind of made the choice for his family. Ooh, wow. That is actually skin in the game. That's actually a patron of Minecolonies team who is visiting. It is one of the perks on Patreon for people. Now this is, no. Let's go to this one first. And yep, this is Gail. So Gail is getting Greta. Gail and his foster siblings are getting Greta and Bentley. So let's come here, and Greta and Bentley are going to live here. And now we can close the doors. I think the kids are in bed. Yay! Look, their heads are not in the headboard. They fixed it. Aww. Now they're hiding. Oh, well, not for all the beds, but close. Look, this one's okay. That's interesting. So let's go down. Let's get the next parents really quickly. And this is Gail. And here come the parents. And there we are. So they're going to bed. Let's come over here. We'll get the next set. So the kids are here. And let's go upstairs. I think there's probably a kid sleeping in their bed. Yes? Oh, and this is what happens. See, this kid's grown already. Already grown. And Mauricio and Raquel haven't even had a chance to foster this kid. So that is going to be unfortunate. I wish I could get the kid into, ooh, too, sigh, that is too fast. It just is frustrating to me how fast they grow up. I mean, seriously, would 2 days? Man. So 2 of the kids are grown already. And what we'll have to do with them, I believe, is put them, I don't want to. I'm going to let them stay with the parents for a bit, but they are going to university. And we'll come down here and we'll look right here. So these are the new kids on the block. We should find their names mixed up in with the others here. We're going to get all the people back to work. And one of them is Khalid. And Khalid has 10 focus, which means that he will be able to be an actual druid. And that's excellent. Avery does not. Look at her adaptability. Where's her agility? That's not bad. So we're going to have both kids in the library until they graduate. And so what does that mean? They have to get their bachelor's first. And the mana is their master's. So there should be enough room for them to be here. And we'll have, I just have to find them. There's Khalid. And where's the other one? These are all our druids who are going to go back to work now that they did not have any kids. So they go, Khalid, there we go. And so we just added, wait, that didn't work, did it? Did I just unhire them? I think I did. I do that sometimes. There's Khalid and Avery. They've grown up. Okay, good. What time of night is it? It is 1 o'clock in the morning. Let's get the druids back to work. Yeah, let's do that. You're jealous of those beds? They're cozy. They are, aren't they? They have big, beautiful blankets on them. And they're just really, really nice. We're going to start with the fitness trainers and we'll bring them back. We're eventually going to have 6 altogether. 24-hour, this is a 24-hour athletic center. And hold on, I'm going to cough. Okay, a 24-hour athletic center. So far, we only have 1 fitness trainer for every 8-hour period. Or is it, how many hours? 8, 3/8. Right. So one of them is Harry. One of them is Zio. And the last one of them, I believe, is Zane. But let me make sure. It is Zane. And there we go. So those are the archers who run the fitness center, which includes archery championships. And so they live there. Let's go now to the exploration center of the university, which is the military / university exploration center. And we will rehire on, let's rehire on the submarine staff first. So our submarine staff, Lee is one of our subtechs, and let's see if we can find her. There she is. And then over here, oh no, hold on. She's a knight. Hold on. No. Okay, wait, no, that didn't work. Hold on. She's not here. And then hire her here. Okay, that worked. I always forget that. Druids. Fernando is here, and the subtext Nicholas and Dylan. Dylan is here, and Nicholas is here. So they are the Druids who are running the submarine for the exploration center. This is the exploratory submarine. Let's close the airlocks for now. We'll close those and close this door as well. Let's come into the actual exploration center. And at the first tower here, we're going to have Michael. So Michael and Arabella are going to return back to work. Let's see if we can find Arabella. And I believe that Leighton is with them. I think Leighton is with them. So we'll put Leighton here, and that's them. And then over here, we have Jackson. We have Skylar, and we should have one more. Oh, I did it again. Doot, doot. You saw that, didn't you? You saw that. Let's see how this is. Jackson, Leighton, and Skylar. Oh, Lionel. Lionel's going to end up being with Jackson and Skylar this time, instead of being with Lionel and Leighton are going to switch this time. So they're going to be a part of a different team. This will be interesting. So Lionel, you can see right there, and Skylar.
Good night.
And then over here is Leighton, who's an Odlington. And we didn't get any of these names. Isn't that wild? We got an entirely new set of names this time. So yeah. So that's where we're at right now. So those are the explorers.
I'll take care of it.
That is Lee in her diving suit, in her submarine suit. And I have two more people. I have June, who is stationed at the Mystic site. So we're going to give her back her station, which is back here. And then I have, so and then the last person I have is Bailey. I don't know. For most people, tea works really well. And for most people, if they were drinking tea, they'd be fine. But sometimes I notice He doesn't always work for me. Mr. Villager. Oi! Oi, Mr. Villager. How are you? Oh, yeah? Oh, he was just talking about, Zaf was talking about, living in his apartment in town, and that he didn't mind because he was a ghoul, a Ghoul, and so he was talking, and I said that Vincentius was a vampire, and that's how that conversation got started. That's how that conversation got started. So Druids, and this is Bailey. So now, notice that Gail is already grown up. Now we can get the parents back. I just... sigh. Man, and I didn't do the research. I am probably the only one who plays Minecolonies that doesn't want the kids to grow up like that. I'm probably the only one who says that. You're seeing this troublemaker up there, and it's literally the first thing. Ah. Well, that's interesting that was the first thing you saw. Okay, and let's come here. So we have another kid who's grown and who's now ready for university. And I'll have to go back and put her in the university, and then we'll get going. It just, man. That isn't even one of their days. That isn't even a whole one of their days. This is the second day right now. That just started. That it's what time? It's 1 o'clock in the morning of the second day that they arrived, and 3 of them are adults. And you can say all sorts of things like play other games, etc., etc., etc. Yeah, no, I don't have to. I'm talking about this game. And that's why. So, the kids are going to live here anyway. We'll have the kids live here for now. And, how are we doing? I'm not doing so hot. I thought my throat was going to be a little bit more okay, and it's not. So I'm going to I really am going to have to get way more aggressive about treating myself so that I can do 6 hours a day of talking. And let's come here for a second. We do have room for the parents. So let's see how many parents we can get here. First of all, we have to get Gail here because she's a kid. And then we could have Mauricio. Mauricio's very interested in being here. And so is Raquel. They did not get the chance to study. And so they would like the opportunity to study. And that's why they are here. And we can see we have 8 kids. And Everly Everly, why aren't you doing anything? Let's put Everly back to school. I think we thought that Everly was going to be a baker, but we're not sure about that. So we're going to have her return to school. And that's everybody that we can have right now, which means that as we don't have room for the other 3 kids, the adults will probably have to leave. What we can do is maybe move the kids to a different place. Hold on for a second. Mr. Villager, it suddenly got cold here. Do you mean it got cold on Earth where you live? Because it suddenly got hot here. So that's probably the same thing. You're getting ready to go into winter, and we're getting ready to go into summer. So spring for us, fall for you. And then Mr. Villager is saying something about, oh, that's a shame. So some people lost their lives in Mr. Villager's village. Mr. Villager's village is a brand new village, and in respect to the fact that they had just found this place and were very hopeful and were feeling very up about it. And they died during cave systems. So you went into the caves, and there wasn't enough protection. Is that what it was? Flip the tables. Yeah, that's a shame. I'm sorry to hear that, actually. Remember when we were talking about it, and I was saying to you which seemed the easiest to defend, because the caves, of course, would have their dangers, but then the fields have their dangers too. Died during explorations in the caves. Ah, interesting. So maybe it's too soon for the people to be going. So what happens in your world, Mr. Villager, when they go into caves? Hold on, let me do something here. I'm going to put down something for just a moment. I'm going to look here. What happens to what happens when they go on, when they do stuff like mine and do things like that? I know what happens in Minecolonies, but what happens in yours, in your world? Can they do those kinds of things? And do they have weapons? Can they protect themselves? Because we're talking about villagers. Or are they depending on you to protect them? Okay, hold on for a sec. Let me go back to these houses for a minute while the kids are still living here. There's a visit by exploration Druids coming in. Hi.
What can I do for you?
What are you looking for, Lionel? I know you grew up in one of these houses. Maybe that's what he was explaining. And Avery, Khalid are here. And they're all... they're grown up except Annabella. Annabella is still a kid. And so she's living here. And then let's look over here. and see. And Gail is the only one grown up on this side. So they're still living with their parents. Now, I didn't write down the parents. Let me put that on the page for a second. So River Aya's and Gail's parents are Bentley and Greta. And then over here, the other parents are Raquel and Mauricio. So we'll do that, and hold on for a second. G-O-I-O. Mauricio. Okay, and we'll have them for a minute, so hold on. Okay, so I'm going to take a minute here to read the chat. But second, the calculations of our librarians, it seems the essential area is elevated over all the system, so it's supported to be easy to colonize. And then he goes on, Mr. Villager is saying, villagers don't mind as much as before, and once we are doing it back again, it's an example of what happens with us and why ancestors stop doing it, as also the villages grow with it. So now, thanks to it, almost every village is like paused in time. Yes, that was an answer to my question. What happens when they do explorations? And so we're looking at everyone going back to work on this script right here, showing that those beds are now open in those areas. This is whose house? Wait, I can tell by the kids. This is Greta and Bentley's house, and the downstairs and the upstairs. Yeah, both of them need doing, and so we're going to spend a little bit of time doing this. They actually have a view right here and right here, which is actually really quite amazing. But this is ice. And Mr. Villager is going on to say, that's why I would say almost every village is a hobbit. A villager is a hobbit. Yeah, I agree that they avoid adventures and prefer the comforts of home. I completely have seen villagers as hobbits. I totally agree with that. I think that's why Lord of the Rings, the mod from Minecraft, worked so well. But Lord of the Rings was that actually before villagers? That would be curious. Or it was very early on in the life of villagers. Let me see something. I need glass. Let's use... There's a couple glasses that work really well, and we can use those to fill in one or the other. And I think it's this one. So what are the colors in here already? So there's one of the kids, and there's the other. And the other kid is sleeping in with mom and dad. And the colors are orange. So why don't we go ahead and do orange curtains here. So we're changing out this glass to look like orange curtains in this area right here, because there's nothing to see behind there. This we can put curtains on. So let's look for curtains. RT. We can either use Valhelsia's Or let's use Valhelsia's, and let's do the orange curtains of Valhelsia for a minute. And we're going to put them in. There's something there. Let's take that down. And there we go. And then they open like that. Now, on this part, we can kind of do it like this. We'll take this one away, put curtains here, and we'll put curtains here, and make it look like that. And I think that's fine. I'm looking at that part right there and thinking if I need to bring the whole thing up right here. That would mean putting, if this is going to leak, I'll have to put something there, but it might be above the water line, and it is. And let's look and see. And Mr. Villager is saying, and also fighting mobs. Now we have our lovely, brave, and considered by many sacred golems, and we have the safety, but this means never to embrace machines as a trait of yours. Never to embrace machines. Oh, I see. Yeah.
I've ever had in my entire life.
Why are they not getting any food? We'll find out. Hi, guys. Okay, I'm going to go to Nina's. Let's follow them and see where they're going to have breakfast, why they're not getting any. Everybody's starving. Here we go. So we'll go off. There's one of the older children right there going to school. But before they go to school, there's Ariana. The teacher's been fed, but all these people haven't. Did you see her put up her umbrella? That was lovely. And so we'll follow them to Nina's. They're going to Nina's. And let's see why Nina is not feeding them. We'll have to see if we need some more food. Now, this is unlike what's going on at Mauricio's restaurant, where we'll have to have blood come and feed the people there. But let's see what's going on here first. And there they are. Here's all the kids. And what I find is that I just have to come down and make sure that everyone gets fed. And I'm fine with that. She has a lot of people to feed. And the kids are coming. And I'm looking at what Mr. Villager is saying as we embrace adaptation. Adaptation to us also means that we trust our society to be sustained by the strongest and fittest of you. And now, guess who we sent to the caves? Yes. Well, you love to be cozy and home? Yeah, that's true. And why so soon to the caves? What did you need in the caves? Are there emeralds in the caves? Who's this?
Good to see you.
Hi, River. You need to go to school. We'll put River in school. And everybody got fed. Saria is waiting for something special.
What can I do for you?
What are you waiting for? Or are you just sitting? Yeah, she is. Okay. We'll leave her. She's not hungry. Let's get River, our new River. Now we have 2 women named River. So we're going to get our new River to go to school. And I don't think she's going to be able to be here. I don't think we have any. Oh, we do. Yay. So River can be here, but Annabella can't. So Everly, we're going to have Everly go to the university. She's a 49, so we're going to have her go so that Annabella can be here. And you can tell the kids, because the kids are 15, 14, 21, 15, 7. So yeah, so let's come through and let's get one of them to be here. Work on their masters, and we can have is it showing unemployed? There we are. There she is. And so she's going to be here. Now, if I wanted to, actually, yeah, she can be here. When the next kid is ready, we're going to have Fabian teach in the lecture hall. And that will be what? And Zaf is saying in chat, some people don't like to be outside. And that is true. They'll don't like to be in caves probably. Everyone, Mr. Villager is saying everyone's talking about the amount of iron. Also, another detail of the elevated space is most of the area is exposed to the sun, so we hoped it would be easier. And everyone forgets about the dark pockets at the cave walls. Yes, that is true. That is definitely true. And what they hide sometimes.
Couldn't that wait till Monday?
So, yes. All right. So, we're listening to the story of Mr. Villager as an ambassador. Now, I thought of something, and I don't remember what.
Sun's out, guns out, mate.
What was that you just said, Guy? Wait, what did you just say? Hold on.
'Tis a fine afternoon.
Hi, Skylar. I don't think they're knights. That sounds like something knights would say. So I'll have to check. But right now we're going to go across and have Blood take over for Mauricio while Mauricio is parenting. And Blood is one of the 2 cooks that we have in the cookery. So we have a cook that can be there. We don't have another restaurateur because the people can't leave their restaurants. So we have to get the restaurateur to be backed up by a cook. Paloma did it in the very early on. She actually did back up one of the cooks at one time. But now we can have Blood do it. Blood's in the correct location, especially to do it, because she is over here. So there she is. And we're going to get her to run Mauricio's restaurant. And we're about to, I'll come back to chat in a minute and see the rest of Mr. Villager's message in a second. Let's go through this way. We're going to go through Leroy's place, and here we are, and this is where Blood is going to take over for right now. Luckily, we don't have anyone waiting to be fed right at the moment. Although that's Leroy and he's just walking around. So that would be nice if that was fixed, where no one goes to the restaurant if there isn't anyone working there, because we know that that's not how it has been, because before Zarya started at the hotel, there were already 3 people waiting to be fed at the restaurant. So now that Blood is going to be there, let's look at Zarya for a moment in this restaurant right here. I keep checking on her because she's the newest restaurant. But while I'm looking at this, let me see. Mr. Villager is saying, but you know the good news? 3 women have ended their pregnancy, and now we have 3 new kids jumping around. Yay! And at least after some examining from a distance, there is an abandoned mining system. Ooh, an abandoned mine system. But abandoned mines, don't they have mine spiders and things like that? Okay, be careful. Be careful. Is everyone ready to do that? I won't be pessimistic. Just saying be careful. But that's good news. Abandoned mine means chests, and that the mines are already, they don't have to dig. The corridors are already there. And Vincentius Primus and I, before Minecolonies, we actually used to take abandoned mines and live in them, and use them as the starter of a house, like have a house, build a house into the caves off of abandoned mine roads, which was fun at the time. And it was where we learned in the very beginning that skeletons actually had houses, that it was really interesting to see that skeletons were always found in the same type of caves. So we made the story that they were choosing specifically those caves, and that these are visitors that I'm passing. That's Kingsley right there, and that's part of our story. That's how we found out. And one of the interesting things is that when you go into a cave, and when you go past a certain little opening, the first thing that you'll be greeted with are creepers, and then zombies, and then skeletons. And as you go deeper and deeper into the cave, you see more and more skeletons as they begin to call skeletons out to help defend against an invasion by players. And that's the way it looks to them. And so that's something that we began to notice. And we'd start saying, oh, when we found, and what they do is they decorate the entrance of their home with minerals. And so when you get past the creeper and the zombies, they're kids, the skeletons' kids, and you get to the skeleton and past them, you'll see in the entrances all these different minerals, and that's a real sign. They'll be on the surface, you don't have to dig for them, and that's a sign that it's a skeleton home. And that's our story. That's the story that we like. So that is the reason why I began to consider them as mobs that could be reasoned with, and that we actually made treaties with them. And I'm sure for them, they considered us as mobs that could be reasoned with in comparison to players who can't always be reasoned with. And it's an interesting thing to think about. And it's one of the reasons that I'm not entirely sure that I like the new Minecraft movie. And yeah, that's one of those things. When do we go to the nether? When do we go to the nether? I haven't really been going. I didn't understand why it was affecting my game, but it does have to do with needing a server to kind of make it so that there's a place where the game is stored and a place where the engine is running. And apparently when the computer's doing both, it's a heavy load. And what happens for me is that whenever I've gone in, then I start having trouble with the colonies. So the nether miner that we have here is going into the nether, and we're letting him. I don't really miss the nether. I know that it would be fun to go on adventures. Prepare my armor, short adventure. It's not so much the armor as it is what effect it has on the city. I wish that it was just that I was scared, because that can be dealt with. But when I come back and then I start having problems in the city, then I don't want to go anymore. And if anyone who's watching is wondering why I don't go, that's the reason why. And so I am actually really looking forward to Vincentus Primus moving me to a server with the next iteration. So it's been probably 3 now. It's been 19, 20, and 21 that I haven't gone to the nether. That's when it started to be that there were real problems when I did that. So let's look at Atticus. Atticus is paused, and let's come here, and there we go. So Atticus came back, and he needs, in order for him to go again, he's going to need food. See, there's no food here. There should be food in this list along with his armor and his tools, and there isn't. He met an ender. I think that's the first time I've ever seen them meeting an ender. That is so cool. So he definitely has food to take with him. He has more than enough food to take with him. We'll have him take, he can keep these pieces here, these bowls he's brought back. Oh, rabbit stew. Wow, okay. Let's leave all of this food for right now. Let's have him take these right here. I wish the rabbit stew really did something for him there, but I don't think it's hearty enough. He needs a new one of these. These are foods for later. Hold on. Sorry about that. Yeah, I know. I've really got to do something about it. I think I am, but I'm apparently not doing enough. So, notice what's missing from here. Notice we don't have, let's look here. Oh, that's right, we took it off. Let's add it again, even though it's actually. God, I'm gonna have to report it. I don't know why it's not reported, but I'm gonna have to report it. That these pieces aren't working. So I'm just gonna do one. The helmet, the plate helmet. There he is. Plate armor helmet. Let's add that. Plate armor pants. Let's add that. Plate armor boots. Let's add the boots. And plate armor chest plate. Hold on. Chest plate. So notice it says 64. I just put one and it's saying it's going to give me a stack of 64 armor pants. And I know that's not right. And so, but he's not going to get any if I don't put that there. So I'm going to give them a chance to see if they can do something about that. And we'll go from there. And he does have enough food. I'm going to look here and see how her food is holding up. And she's doing okay. She's getting a little low on her food, but she's actually doing all right. That's potato soup. And she's got an extra. The veggie, the squash soup, she has plenty. And they're actually eating the soups. Those soups are down. Let me see what she has up here. Does she have any veggie? Those are squash, and those are squash, and those are potatoes. So yeah, she doesn't really need any more, but I'm going to give her one more of these just in case. It's going to get to the point where all she has is the soups. That even though they're supposed to be eating that kind of food, they don't. And so we'll see. And they would say it's because they're level 5s, and I understand that.
'Tis a fine
There's
day.
Eli, and Eli is going to want either
That's good stuff.
pizza or something that's not here. And she
Good to see
hasn't
you.
gotten it yet. She has ordered bread, and she's ordered the cooked rabbit. I
Enough work for
think
today.
is for a meal. At least I hope so. She's not serving cooked rabbit anymore, is she? No, she's only doing rabbit stew. So, okay, there he is. He's eating. And so are they. Hi.
It's a fine morning.
Khalid, look who you've grown up to be. Oh my goodness. This is one of our kids who is not in school. That is not a school uniform. So let's come down here and let's see. I believe that means that we're going to have Fabian teach at the, let me see how many people we can have. A level 5, it seems we can only have 10.
Oh, nice.
So we're going to have Fabian go to the school. And there's Aya. Aya's ready. And Khalid. Actually, Khalid was in uniform. Wow. Oh, that's right. What am I talking about? Of course. This is medieval. Yes. Yes. Okay, let's get Fabian to the classroom. Fabian's a professor. He's going to teach. He's going to lecture in the lecture hall. And that's what we say he's doing when he's here. And there he is. And then Ariana is going to stay in as the teacher after the kids are gone until there's room for her to come back and be at the lecture hall or to be in the library. And that depends on the kids and how quickly they graduate and the like. So there's everybody for right now. I think that's everyone being in school. Let me look at the kids' names and I'll see for a minute. Peoples. And so we have Avery. I don't see Avery. There she is. Okay. So we have Avery, we have Khalid, Annabella, we have River, Aya, and Gail. And so that's all of the children right now. And we're good to go. Okay. Now, when they're little, it's hard to tell sometimes, boys or girls.
Oh, the buffet at the restaurant is exquisite.
Oh, good. Someone likes the food. But as they grow up, it's much easier. So there's Gail, and Gail is a young man, and this is River, of course, and this is Avery right here, and this is Khalid. And so there is most of everybody. And let's continue on our way. So what can I do about the fact that we can't really do anything about, let's recall the worker. There we go. Okay. About going to the nether. I know that Zaf would like to, and honestly, I would love it.
I feel privileged to live.
But I don't know. So let's do something for a moment. If I did, now that I think about it, I think I'd have to, I couldn't use the ambassador's personal. Well, I could if he wasn't using it. I could actually use it if he wasn't using it. That would be interesting. I'm headed for the warehouse. I want to see if we have the armor pieces. I know they'll deliver, but I just want to check and see what we have. So armor plate armor. So all we have are chest plates and helmet. So let's look for chest plate first. Let's see. So a lot of times I don't say anything specifically to the developers because they have an entire server full of people who are actually, yeah, see, it looks like it's making that number. So I don't understand. That is a huge amount of that, and that is really wild. But I'm just going to take one of each to give to, and we don't have the chest plate, we don't have the leggings yet, and we don't have the boots yet. And I could check with the new blacksmith, check with I was just thinking of that. Who am I talking about? Let me go back to the new district and see. What is her name? Is that Kylie? Yes, it is. It's Kylie, who thought she was going to be a druid, an actual peace druid, which is our police. Uh-oh. Oh my. We've got someone who's glitched. And who is it? It's Michael. So this is about the time. So see this, Zaf? This is the thing that if I go to the nether, I begin to have more problems like this. But I'm already having these problems. So you could probably say, had to take care of stuff. Good. Good. So welcome back, Mr. Villager. So yeah, I'm gonna see. I think there isn't anything I'm gonna be able to do about that except get out and get back in. Sometimes they'll correct themselves, and we'll give him a chance to see if the system recognizes that he is stuck and corrects. So this is Kylie in the newest blacksmith right here, and we are going to make sure that she can make, yep, sure enough, plate armor. And there it is. And this is the thing right here. See this? So I can't teach her how to do it. That eventually they'll just go ahead and start making it. So at level 4 and 5. So right now it says that they can make it if they're level 4 or 5. So all 3 blacksmiths are that level, which is why we have helmets and chest plates. But why don't we have the other? This is Franklin over here. And we look and we can see. Now see, on Franklin's, it's showing that he can make these. We have these disabled. But it's not showing on hers yet. And I think that has to do with the fact that she's a brand new blacksmith. So she doesn't have enough experience to make it yet. Because see that? It's not showing on hers yet. So that has to do with her. That has to do with the fact that she is only a 16 at this particular time. And if we were to look up Franklin, who was our glass cutter and who became a blacksmith, he's a 30. And that's kind of what he would have to be in order to know that recipe. So she will probably, Franklin's right around the corner. So she will probably spend time being mentored by Franklin, and that will help. We'll start looking at what the kids might do in a little bit. Let me see here. I'm going to go to the kids page for a second. And let's come here and let's see if we have anyone who's a stonemason. Michaela, she's upside down. She has dexterity as first, so she wouldn't get it. Avery wouldn't get it for the same reason. Annabelle doesn't have enough. And no one seems to be there. Mauricio, but Mauricio, the student. Oh, how interesting. Hold on. That Mauricio is not the Mauricio who is the restaurant owner. That is Mauricio who's named after the restaurant owner. Hold on. And let me see if I can find them for a moment. The doctor is Cripps. So that is the other Mauricio. That Mauricio is actually the restaurant owner. And look at him having, oh, I should have known. Look at the knowledge. And I should have known that that's the restaurant owner. But look at that. Look at that. He could actually be a stonemason here. I'm tempted to do that. So he is raising kids right now with Raquel. Sometimes when they raise kids together, it ends the relationship, that they find out stuff about each other, and they're not necessarily happy as a couple anymore. The fact that he's the only one who fits this category of being the stonemason is fascinating to me. So I'm going to honor the fact that that's a possibility and put that down for him right now. And then we'll look at some others. So that's one. There's also a glass cutter here. Hold on for a second. There is an issue in the Frostlands for the Druids to solve. Okay, you heard from a wandering trader about a group of what you would call lords, librarians, cartographers, clerics, and high-class villagers needing some specialized help out there. They are sheltered in ruins of a stone bastion out there. They left their home and got forced to shelter in it, but now they can't get back home. Do you mind pausing around 3 to 5 druids from their duties? Absolutely. We can do that. That sounds like an emergency, so let me go and do that first. So we're going to head out this way and go to the submarine, and we're going to send the exploration center. Now they're asking for druids. Druids, and based on the people we have, Arabella can definitely hold her own. They just need help just making sure that they get back, and we can definitely do that. Let's see who we've got. We'll send the sub, and that will be 4 that we can send, and then we will we can add, you're saying 3 to 5, so we can definitely send 4 in the sub. And hold on, so let me see. Lee is staying, Nicholas is staying, Dylan, let me look at their skills for a second. Actually, Nicholas is not going to stay. We're going to have Nicholas step out, and let's look at Lee for a minute. And Lee is going to stay. We're going to get another explorer to take Dylan's place. Thank you. And so let's come back here and let's see who we have. I think we're probably, if Skylar wants to come, Skylar, she doesn't have enough. See, she's like Nicholas. We actually need someone a little bit higher. Let's look at these three here. Let's turn to Druids, and it would have to be Michael. So this is what Michael's been waiting for, and he absolutely wants to go with them. And we'll have Nicholas stay with Arabella and with Leighton right here. And Michael is going to join the submarine crew and go on to help your people. So in just a minute, we will set them to stay here. And hold on for a second. Let's come here and let's look at Druids, and let's have Michael join up. Okay, so now we have them. Let's get a tool here, and I think I did get one. And let's look at the settings, and it says patrol on guard set position. And so we're going to set the position for them to be here. So we're going to make a space for them. So from here, and there we go, a new guarding target. And let's get the other group to be right here. And let's get the tool from here. Obtain the tool, set position, and you can either have, see that, so we're doing guard, and so we'll bring the other group to be right here. So those are the two. So everyone is going
Time for a nap.
Yeah, everyone's going to get ready to go on this trip.
I'm finally done
And actually, I should close both doors. There we go. And here. And Michael, did you go yet? Did you get gathered up yet? That's Nicholas. And so, yeah, I think they are on their way. So that submarine is about to be on its way to help Mr. Villager's people, who are a group of lords and librarians, cartographers, and clerics who got stuck, and they need to get back. So we're sending them to help. And we always have to remind Mr. Villager, who is the ambassador who is asking for our help, that under the treaty that Arnaaluk has with Tana, with the mermaids, they cannot engage in an offensive fight. They can only defend, and if they do defend, they can defend, but they are not going to. They are not going to do anything beyond defense. And they are not your people. Some even hate them, to be considered high in your hierarchy. But more hands are essential. Now I understand. So let's get him, and let's put these pieces in right away. Let's take these out. When they're not going to have this. This is too small, this food. So we're going to put it back here. And let's put these up for a minute. All of this. Let's give him these, and that should be enough right there. Let's give him a new one of this. He has, now look, now he has one. Let's give him a fresh one of these. And he just needs a fresh set of these and boots. And then he needs ladder, cobblestone, and torches. And that is everything he needs to go to the nether. So let's come here and let's call him. He is, wait.
Do you need something?
Yes, I do. I need you to stay here for a minute. And so we'll put this in and this. What happened to the weapons? I don't have any weapons. Hold on. Let me get the weapons. I have to be careful because he'll put stuff back. Let's get that and that. And I gave him one of these, but I'm going to take it for a minute. Look what he doesn't have. He doesn't have an extra sword. This is up pretty high, so I think he'll be okay with that. And the axe. So we'll do those. And now let's come back. Let's recall him.
You are so wise.
Really? Well, thank you. And so now he has everything that he needs to go. And so we can unpause him. So what's going to happen is he's going to come back. He's going to put on his backpack. And he's going to get ready to go. So let's see. You don't want to go? Well, this is interesting. Why aren't you going? Did
It's
you
a
put away
fine
the
day.
stuff? No. Oh, can I? No. See, I can't put it on anymore. Maybe I didn't unpause him. Hold on. No, I did. This is interesting. Usually he is chomping at the bit to go, but not today. That is fascinating. I wonder why not. Isn't that interesting? Mr. Villager is saying that every villager is a brother or sister. Yes. So you think it fits, that we appreciate. Yeah. Okay. And that's just an agreement that we are in a defensive situation. And that's it. Why aren't you going? Wow. All right. So he's ready to go. My fear is that he will decide to go without taking everything with him. Let me see
Good day
his
to you.
food. His food is up. That is fascinating. What could be missing? He's got gold. He's got his full armor. The sword, yeah. But that sword shouldn't stop him from going. Isn't that curious? Okay, we're going to take these away here. All of these, we'll take those away. Those are not usable. I don't like sending him with something used. You think we'll call this exposition Poor Riches 85? Poor Riches. That's cute. Okay, everyone's getting fed and sitting. I love that. That is one of my favorite things. The restaurant system and how it works. I've loved it from the very beginning. And this is why we have so many restaurants. Just because we can. And that's pretty much it. And, whoop. So I'm going to take these pieces to Amanda's and we'll give them to her. And then I'll think about whether the parents are going to come back yet, whether the kids are going to live in the dorms. I like them to have a little bit of time with a family, even if they're adults. And we'll see. So we're going to Amanda, and Amanda is through here. So this is Dax. Dax works in the glass workshop. And then Logan. Logan is in the stone smeltery right here. And we can see the stone being smelted, cobblestone, being smelted into stone. And then right here is Sloan down here, and she is an ore smeltery. She runs the smeltery. And then this is Amanda. And Amanda has a chest here. And in this chest are pieces that will be repaired. And so we'll keep them here. Technically, you can't repair flint and steel. All the other pieces can actually be repaired. And so we'll look at them and repair them ourselves. They do not repair yet. They do make things, but they don't do repairs. If you don't mind, during our travel, we have discovered an abandoned loading, a cart filled with jewelry, ancient swords, and some building materials and other prefabs in it. If I don't mind, what? An abandoned cart? Is it a trap? Is it actually abandoned, or did the people get taken away? What do you know about this area where this abandoned cart is? Are there any villages nearby? Are they going to object? Is it their stuff? Whose stuff is it? So we know the mines were abandoned because of the spiders. We know that mines were abandoned because of the poisonous spiders that were in the mines, and then skeletons and zombies. Beyond that, why were things? It's a large wagon trapped in a huge ravine close to fall into pure darkness. Maybe could send some people, but maybe it could cause some disagreement between us and our terms. I'd need to know more about it. You're saying it's trapped in a ravine. That just sounds like a trap. Because of what's in it. If you're saying that your people just need some help with this abandoned wagon, that would be fine if it belongs to the mine, and you know good and well that those people have been gone for hundreds of years, because that's why the mine chests are okay to get, because that's what's happened. Zav, I see that. Excuse me, I see that laugh. They would be happy to help you move stuff, provided it is not stealing stuff. And what I mean by stealing is inadvertently. That you take the stuff and then someone comes along and says, hey, this is ours. Or you take the stuff and someone comes along and says, hey, now we own you. And that's what we have to consider. Send for soldiers? I don't have any soldiers. I have druids. I don't have any knights. I'm not sending the fitness trainers. And we have druids, and those druids came here specifically so that they would not be involved in fighting. So that's you losing your mind. No, you're not. I mean, that's the Minecraft way. send soldiers. You know, yeah, no, that's absolutely true. That's the Minecraft way. However, this is different on the continents that Tana has some say in the matter, the mermaids, and what we say is that if Mr. Villager's people can show me in some kind of way that these are ancient and actually abandoned, then that's fine. But the amount that's in them is the thing that's interesting. Jewelry, ancient swords, and some building materials and other prefabs in it. An abandoned minecart is fine if it's from abandoned mines that have been abandoned. Those people don't exist anymore. They've been gone long, long ago. What you meant about disagreement part is you have your treaty of not dealing with lethal weapons, so you could only take the crucial materials and let the cart fall. But, oh no, you could take I understand what you're saying. No, that's not it. We wouldn't take any of it. We would help you, your people, get it. We do not need anything from that cart at all. So it would be up to our people will help you in a way where they will be there and they can even help you load. They're not going to take any, and then but that's the assurance. The assurance that I need is that there is not some village nearby that can say this is ours. So that's all I need to know, Mr. Villager. Tell me that there's not some village nearby that is not your village that will say, this is our stuff. Are you stuck to... Okay, I might have to restart if I have too many people who are stuck. And yes, no, we don't want any. It doesn't matter, and we don't mind you taking the weapons. You do you. You live in a different world than we do, and you have a different set of agreements than we do. And so we're fine with that. We understand that people have different ways of living. We're fine with that at this particular point. So let me see what this says. That's why we need help to take what you think is needed, as also it's of our interest to take those gems and the weapons. They are carved weirdly, maybe families' marks. So lose it equals bad. Check up there for some details. Let me see for a second. Let me check for the details. So they're sheltered in ruins of a stone bastion, and they can't get back. And now they're saying that they found an abandoned loading, a cart filled. Found where? And when I said that, it's in a large wagon trapped in a huge ravine, close to fall into pure darkness. And it could cause a disagreement. And let it fall would mean we would lose its resources. No, it seemed pretty rusty and frozen, and we found illager corpses, there we go, frozen as statues. Maybe they were stealing it from some village. Okay, That's the part that I needed. And then after Zaf said, sense of, okay, so you're telling me, so maybe they were stealing it from some village. So you found illager corpses that are frozen. We will help you with that. At this particular point, the stuff does not belong to anyone. If illagers had taken it from another city, is there another city around that you would become friends with if you returned their stuff to them? It might be of good interest to you to return it. I agree with you in taking it, in collecting it. And if there's no city identifiable village that is in the direct neighborhood, then you have found it. You found it. So we're in agreement with that, and I'm okay with that. And you make your people understand, my people don't want a single thing, okay? They don't want anything. So it's not a thing where my people are going to keep something. They're not, because they're Druids and they have everything they want in this city right here. So they don't need what you've found. And we'll just make sure of that for a second. And we remember finding ruins burnt, and there is a thing that's curious. In your opinion, their houses were pretty fancy and luxurious, and many of the dead seem to have been high class. You remember finding ruins. Okay. All right. And yes. And so the people who that belonged to are no longer there, or it belongs to the people who you want us to rescue. And so in that respect, they're getting their stuff back. So we'll see. Maybe the people who are in this abandoned place that you wanted us to help are the people who escaped from the illagers burning down their city. And so, yeah, that's fine. That sounds like something that we can definitely help them with. So that will be okay. Let me check on all the kids. I think all the kids are grown up. Before I do that, are there any visitors out here? And what time of day is it? It's 7 o'clock in the morning. People are starting to go to work. There shouldn't be too many people in the tavern. And let's look here. Witchcraft. Was froze to death, Mr. Villager. You enter a dark area. Yeah? Frozen? Yeah, that's true. You know, uninhabited by cartographers, clerics, librarians. I just hope they aren't Lord's relatives. We will not tell them it until they arrive, and don't allow the Druids doing it. Ah, okay. Don't allow the Druids to tell your people who they are. Ah, okay. That's fine. We'll do that. Let's do this. How much time do we have left? We're at the 2.5. We have about a half hour. I've got someone who's flipping on the map. I can see them. See that right there? So we're going to get out and we'll get back in. And quit. It is absolutely a mod. Some mod is glitching. I don't know which one. There's no way to tell. And I'd have to take them off one by one. And I'm not interested in doing that. So all we do is when it happens, we just get out of the game and get back in. And it will fix it for enough time to suit me. And so we'll do that. Sometimes I check and see, but we don't have any updates right now. So CurseForge is loading the launcher right now. And the launcher is loaded. And let me see. And then Mr. Villager says it makes sense. The trader didn't say why they left their homes because he didn't know why. Yeah, isn't that interesting? I can see that. Okay, so the launcher is loading Minecraft, and we'll just wait. But isn't that interesting? Isn't that curious? Because if the houses that the Illagers burned down were fancy, that almost sounds like it's their houses. It does. From fear of what they saw? Yeah, possibly. Possibly true. Yeah, interesting. Okay, so the mod is loading. Then can you free maybe 2 more from duty to help with the new cargo? I can, but that would mean that they would have to catch up with, are they catching up to the submarine? Because didn't it leave already? Are you saying the submarine didn't leave yet? That our people are still waiting to join your people? Or I'd have to send 2 more people. Hold on for a second. Arnaaluk. I'm loading the world. Okay. We can send the explorers. That's their whole thing, is that they wanted to explore. This is an opportunity to do that kind of exploration. And so that's what we can do. So let me look here. Wait, I have to wait till the world completely loads. There it goes. I'm just going to do this for a second. Let's make CurseForge go away. And okay, and now we're going to go to where the others are and see who we can send. I think, in all honesty, let me look at June for a second. We're looking at mana and knowledge, and June is 37. We'll keep that in mind. Let's look at Brayley. Let's go look at Brayley for a minute. Brayley is a new Druid, and she came in fully ready. She just didn't want to fight. So this isn't about fighting, and I think she'd be fine with going on this trip. And that's probably Brayley. Oh, well, no, that's probably Mira asking Brayley if she wants to do this. Mira is probably not going to go. I want to see what... that's Isaac. Let me look here and see. Yeah. See? So... in comparison to the other Druids, and this is what? She's a 33. Let's find the other Druids for a minute who are still here. I'm looking for Druids. June is a 37, so June would go before Brayley would. I think June would be interested. I'm looking for the others. I'm not finding any Druids. Arabella is a 38. Maybe she wants to go with Michael. They're a couple. She might want to go with him. And Dylan's already on the trip. It would be interesting, Eli going. Eli has the Druid. Eli's the dean, and Michael would say no, because we still need some people to run the place. So I think that's Arabella. Jackson's a 37. He's not on the trip. Leighton's not on the trip, and Lionel's not on the trip. So we could actually send, Michael's already on the trip, so we could actually send Lionel and Arabella on the trip. So that's what we'll do. We'll send the whole team, that whole research team, we'll send the other two Druids to join Michael and the submarine Druids on this trip. So just for a second, let me look at something. You hope your camp doesn't become a social class arena. What does that mean? Oh, you mean where there are people who are rich and people who are poor? Is that what you're talking? Oh, and make sure sending with them life-sustaining equipment. There will be a long trip here. Yes, they're bringing stuff. And no, that should not happen. We should avoid big social cities. Yep. And you grew terribly even without a proper home. Do you think we will stop now? We appreciate it. Okay. Same thing we say here. Yes, indeed. Here, here. Okay. So let's go back to the exploration center, and we'll get those two ready to join the others. We'll have to send them in a separate ship. We could use one of the scrubs to catch up to the submarine and have them join, and that's probably what we would do. And we're still looking for Dagworth, and I don't want to kind of give up. The three of them are so determined that he is still alive, and so that's why we're continuing to look for someone with the name Dagworth. And let's come here, and they are here. This is where Arabella is and Leighton, and they're the ones that we're talking about joining the group. And hold on for a second. Let me look at Druids. Arabella and Leighton right here. And that's right, Nicholas took over because he didn't go. So we're gonna have them go in. We're gonna have them join the submarine, and that'll be that. Now, Zaf, you know how Mr. Villager is. It's okay. So Leighton and Arabella are getting packed up, and they are going to join. So we'll go with that. You know, Mr. Villager, that Zaf is just trying to goad you. He's trying to get under your skin. He knows you very well. All right. And let me check something with Vincentius. Vincentius, you're not playing, are you? Any word, anything everything is, if there's no news, it's good news. Oh, excellent. From odd locations? Oh, from not big cities. Yeah, I do. A couple hundred, few hundred? That's nice. Yeah. Wow. That is cool. Excellent. Excellent. And of course, they're not going to show New York or Portland. Yeah, they're going to take pictures. So probably on blue sky. Mm-hmm. Yes, that is true. That's true. I don't know whether you can hear Vincentius, but he's telling me about the protest, April 5th, the United States. Mm-hmm. And blue sky. Uh-huh. Reporting. Yeah. Definitely. Okay. All right, cool. Excellent. Excellent. This is me staying connected to what's going on in the United States right now. I'm offering respite. This morning on Twitch, I thought I was going to talk politics, and I started talking politics, and then Aerops actually said that he needed a break. He needed a respite from the political scene, which is really horrific here right now. And so we're practically a third world country. And so I agreed to that, just to actually, I understand when people need to actually have a rest from it all. And I actually was really glad that Aerops thought that this was rest, and that's really good. So yeah, I have been a little bit more political, and I was saying that I do have on my Discord a special channel called Deep Water, which is for politics. If you want to talk politics with me, you can absolutely talk politics there, and I'll be happy to do that.
So because it's into the day?
Yeah, because it's the end of the day?
Because it is
Into the day.
Because it's still only 2:30 on the west coast.
Oh, that's right. On the West Coast, it's only 2:30, so they're only just starting.
I decided to go out and check, and ABC News, the first story in Apple News, the news aggregator,
Yes.
is demonstrators rally and hands-off protests against Trump policies and Muscat government cuts. Rallies took place in Chicago, Boston, Washington, D.C.,
Excellent.
New York City, and other cities across the country.
Excellent. Excellent. Good team. All right. So, yes. So, it is just a visual so that people know that they're not alone
It's
in
like a couple thousand.
in thinking that this is not okay, what's happening here. You are not alone if you're thinking that. So
It's
that
like a couple thousand people maybe
in Asheville, North Carolina, a couple thousand people. Wow. Yeah, but those are the places that get hit. Those are the places that get hit the hardest. North Carolina, the South. And say that again, Vince?
I said, when they start showing pictures of the bigger cities, it should be, oh, crap.
Yeah. What city is that?
Chicago.
Chicago? What's it like?
There's a square of big government.
Yeah,
Government with like a concrete area,
yeah.
and it's packed.
Oh my God. So it looks,
Thousands.
so it looks like over.
They're saying
Over.
thousands.
They're saying thousands. Oh, that's, okay. All right. Okay. Okay. Can you guys believe you had an idea of punishment in case we grow too much and now have crime? Wilderness deportation, supporting tradition. We could send our criminals to outside posts to work for free and they can pay for their infractions. Until next Friday, you're going to rest your mind with you, Mr. Villager. Actually, can you believe that you had an idea of punishment, but you don't have that idea anymore, do you? Because that is outrageous. That's outrageous. There are already places on the planet that have proved that rehabilitation needs to be done in a different way, and that most people who set up prisons aren't looking for rehabilitating the people. They're looking to have workers, slaves. They're looking for slaves. And Zaf, are you saying goodnight? I know it's super late there. It's super late where Zaf is, and he might be sleepy. Zaf, how are your knees? Are your knees fully recovered, or are you still, you getting enough protein to, like, recover from that? And eating, let's see what else. Eggs is good if you like eggs. Eggs are really good for injuries like that because they have sulfur and all. But how are your knees doing after your fall? Are they doing better? You had and you still have and you still will have ideas to purpose, of course. If we form a city council, you'll be a delegate and all will agree and vote with your idea. And that's what would have to happen. And yeah, you can have everyone vote, but I would suggest that if everyone is provided for, you won't have criminals. If you have a Star Trek type, and what am I talking about, Vincentius? Mr. Villager doesn't know anything about Star Trek. It's one of these things when you think about it. Isn't that wild, Vincentius?
Yes.
Isn't that wild? Mr. Villager doesn't know Star Trek. I mean, think about it. He doesn't know it the way we do. You know what I mean? Where it was a completely different way for people to live. He maybe knows that it's an old TV show, but does he actually know how amazing it was at the time and what a different way of life it presented? And so when I say we live here like Star Trek, yes, you're gonna go, okay, Saf, that's what I thought. All right. Have a wonderful Sunday and Monday, and hopefully I'll see you Tuesday. And you have a good day of rest tomorrow, Zaf. Thank you for being in chat. Thank you always for being in chat, and we'll see you soon. And as a matter of fact, Mr. Villager is saying he doesn't know anything about Star Trek. Wow. That is really, that's really something that I have to remember. That is the result of the length of time that I've been on the planet. But it just occurred to me that Mr. Villager has not been on the planet long enough to know anything about Star Trek, not to mention him being in a different country. So, and yes. And so, yeah, think about that. Isn't that wild? So, I could be talking to a whole group of people who are, what the hell does Star Trek have to do with anything? And it's like, yeah, wow. Wow. That is true. So, I'll be more, I'll demonstrate more. And Vincentius, is there anything now that actually gives the Star Trek idea? Is there anything? I'm not even sure that the new Star Treks really give you an idea of the social thing going on. Kinda do. Kinda. They're so busy fighting. I don't know whether there is the idea that that the original Star Trek was an actual exploration ship that just happened to run into things that needed fighting, but most of the time they were exploring. And I guess the movie for me that encapsulates it would be Insurrection, Star Trek Insurrection. Even though that's Star Trek The Next Generation, I think it actually gives one of the good ways of telling. Which one else?
First Contact.
First Contact?
First Contact is the one where they go back in time to keep the Borg from attacking the Earth.
Yeah.
It's the one where they beam the woman from Earth up to the Enterprise, and Picard talks to her, and she's saying this all the stuff looks really expensive.
Oh, isn't that I thought that was the whales.
Pay for it now.
First Contact is the one? Oh, you're talking about in the series. Really? First Contact?
I'm almost
Okay.
sure that's what it is. Where it's the one with where
Where?
with the invention of the warp drive.
I would have to see them again. And the Borg coming in. That's probably First Contact. But I didn't realize that was the movie.
Directed by Jonathan Frakes.
Ah, okay, cool. Yeah, I'd lost track of that. But that one definitely shows the life
Yeah. And
where
she
everyone...
says this looks very expensive, and Picard says we don't really use money anymore.
Yeah. You mean, right, Star Trek. Yes, I do mean Star Trek. That's what I'm talking about. I am talking about Star Trek. And I know that you may know the name and you've probably seen some of it. But I'm really talking about the culture that the series had. And are you going to go get something to eat? Is she completely out of food? Of course. I beg your pardon. Of course she is. And yeah. So, I mean, it's possible that you know culturally, but it might not be. Might not be understanding what I mean when. But Vincentius Primus is right. In First Contact, they actually do talk about that money is not the object. and that people aren't working to get rich. The people do what they love. And that was one of the things that Star Trek showed from the very beginning, that people were doing work that they specialized in and work that they loved to do. And yeah, you still have to work. You're still interested in doing things and stuff. There we go. See, Mina is talking to her, Ariana. And Ariana is hungry, so she's going to fix her some food. It's breakfast time? No, it's lunch. So Ariana's getting a late lunch. And that you recognize now, you just didn't know the name. Actually, the only thing you knew was that this thing with the fingers, live long and prosper. Live long and prosper, yeah, or something like that. Yes, that's it. But that's one of the main things about Star Trek is that people are not working for a paycheck, and that they work even on the ground. Even the ones who are not in space are not working for a paycheck.
I can't listen.
And so yeah, that's it. Yep, that's the one. So Ariana, are you still at the schoolhouse? Yes, you are. Let me see something about the kids for a minute. I think all the kids are here. Let me just make sure that we don't have anybody who's not in school. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So all the kids are here, and that's good, except Arabella. And there we go. So Arabella is not Annabella. Arabella is getting ready to join, and Leighton are getting ready to join the Druids who went to help Mr. Villager, who are answering the call of the ambassador to help this group of people that Mr. Villager wants to help. Now every time you leave the stream, you will do it because you discovered it. Yes, it is there, isn't it? It's actually in the emojis, which is really fun that it is. That's pretty cool. Yeah. So, yeah. All right, let's look for Dagworth. Let's see if we have someone who fits the description. Oh, we've got some men here. Janelli. And there's a Good. Oh, we've had Goods before. And let's come here. You know, I don't want to be pessimistic. There's another Reeves. That's the second Reeves that we've had visit. And another, that's a Janelli. And Golding. Okay, and right now I think that's everybody. We've had a couple of Reeves now visit. I think this is the first place in a long time where we haven't had a Reeves as a member. And what am I looking at here? What are you saying?
Need something?
Monroe, are you out of food? Hold on. Let's see. It is a good ambassador signal, isn't it? Yeah, definitely. It is. What am I looking at? This. What does she have? She has plenty of food. Is she saying she's tired of serving? That's like she's saying she's tired of serving this food. How many teas does she have? 1, 2. Let's put that one away and that one. And we still have a 64. We can put this rice away and we still have a rice. and it's the sushis that go really quickly. Let's see what we have here. We can put the teas away, the rice away. What do we have here? Look at the kimchi. Let's bring one of these kimchis out and bring the fish dinner out. This might be what she's complaining about, that she doesn't have any of those in her serving. She does have fish dinners, she does have kimchi. It's the sushi and the rice balls probably that are missing. Let's see what's missing from here. Yeah, the rice ball, pottage. I don't know that she's ever gotten pottage. I have yet to see pottage here. Egg drop soup. Are all the egg drop soups gone? There's no soup there. And let's look here. I don't know why I'm asking for it, because they don't usually eat it. But she has egg drop soup and she has less egg drop soup. So someone's eating and being filled by it. Okay, she's gone. It's nighttime. So we'll have to make sure that there's enough kelp. And here, Mr. Villager is saying, may your nation prosper even across every water, and may my people be reborn as a new nation with its new presence noticed among the lands. That's very nice. Excellent. Thank you. Thank you. That's a wonderful, absolutely wonderful statement, and I like that. I do indeed. We could have fish in here. It's kind of tiny. See that right there? That's to let the fish in. And that would be fun to have some fish in this little aquarium right here. And we'll see. Do we want to do that? We'd have to go up to the hotel and maybe get some of those fish. We can find out. So the people are wearing medieval clothing. This is our move towards spring. They had been wearing default most of the winter, but now we want them to wear medieval. I'm just restless. I like when people are able to change clothes, and since I'm a patron on Patreon of Minecolonies, that is one of the things that is accessible for me, that I can access, and that is the clothing. So we changed the clothing of the people, and they are now all wearing medieval wear. The Asian is very summery. The Hellenic, which is not on the list here, it says etc., is very summery. And then the undead and the nether is very dressy. And so we only use those for holidays, specifically for the harvest holidays that we use those for. We might do some for the Easter holiday. This coming weekend is actually the Easter holiday, and normally I would have preferred to do the holiday, the pagan holiday, but I think we're probably going to end up doing the traditional Easter, the 2,000-year traditional Easter holiday, as opposed to the which is of course a holiday of spring, but doing it, not doing the pagan one. It has pagan elements mixed into it, which we know. And so wish to start to call me Stewart. Steward? What do you mean by that? I don't understand what that means. I have to figure out what he means by that. I will. But Mr. Villager, my time is up. This has been a full 3 hours, and I apologize that this 3 hours was broken up a little bit more than usual with me coughing. I'm sorry about that. What I would like to say is thank you everyone for being here. Thanks for watching. And thank you to Mr. Villager and Zaf for being in chat. Zaf, afgaristo. Mr. Villager, obrigado. And for everyone else, thank you so much for watching. Those of you who watch after the stream is over, thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Here we are still listening to Drone Hands music playing in the background, and I like this one too. I'm playing one of the other pieces, and I like this piece. And we're about to listen to Vincentius Primus, and he is going to play the guitar and take us out. So, Mr. Villager, enjoy your games. Everyone, enjoy watching all the other gamers. I'll be back next week, and here we go. Bye for now, everyone. Bye for now.